Alright guys, so the topic of this video is just going to be Crimson Armin and the nerf that she's receiving. I'll go over it, then I'll give my opinion on what I think about it. So, essentially what is changing from Crimson Armin, her 2 is a passive. Once you upgrade it all the way, it would be 30% reduction to critical hit damage on the entire party. Now it is being reduced to 15%. It's going to start at 10% and then be upgradable 5% more to 15. And then also her 3, it is going from a 3-turn immunity effect to a 2-turn immunity along with the 1-turn invincibility buff. So that's pretty much it. Her 1 remains the same. It's a chance to provoke single target, pretty much. So a lot of people would run her with either Arius or Ritual Sword for her counter attack, so she could counter provoke and then run some more chaos. Normally this hero was used in PvP. Not uncommon to see in PvE, but fairly rare. So for me, the issue with her is oftentimes in PvP, you would see her with someone like an Angelica or a Maid Chloe, where they would just kind of take turns on a defensive side, cycling their buffs. So essentially, you could have, let's say Angelica, you know, she casts her AoE barrier along with immunity 2 turns, right? And then even if you manage to get a stun off on her, well, okay, then Crimson Armin just follows up with immunity for 3 turns and then invincibility, and then as the fight drags on, if you're trying to kind of wear them down, you're getting the Punisher's or Protector's punishment every 15 or so turns ramping up, along with, you know, just trying to watch the cycle go back and forth between all the damage reduction from the barrier and the passive and the immunity and invincibility and what have you, and the heals that would go off. And so that did get to a point to where the only real way to counter that, aside from hitting really hard, was either dispelling all the buffs, which not everyone has access to a buff dispeller right now, unfortunately, as well as a buff block and heal block. And even if you did all that, you still had to go through what was often, most Crimson Armins from what I saw were speed, defense, on occasion immunity, to make sure that she would be able to get her skills off for the most part. I do think a nerf to Crimson Armin was not unfair, but I don't think it had to be both of these. You could have probably done this and either changed it completely to something else, or kept this at 30%, but then reduced the 2 turns on this, or vice versa. That's personally what I see it as, because she's still an ML unit. She should still be pretty powerful. We see the changes that they put into her base unit, which kind of makes her a little bit more like Crimson Armin, but not nearly as effective. But overall, I don't think the nerf's going to hurt her too much, because you'll still see people running her in certain combinations, like I said, with, say, Angelica or DN or what have you, to really just amp mitigation for your team very solidly, and then have 1 or 2 really good attackers to clean up while that's going on. And so I think in general, for meta-wise, she'll be fine. It does hurt a little bit, but she's still a very effective unit, and I would still love to have this unit, so that's pretty much what I'm going to say as far as this character goes, nerf-wise. I don't think it was necessarily super unfair, but I think they went just a bit too far, but whatever. That's just the way it is. So let me know your guys' opinions. If you got a Crimson Armin, you gonna keep her, you gonna trade her? Let me know what's going on there, and I'll see you guys later on. Peace.